all going. Like it's all. I don't like it. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Thank you. I like to fucking motherfucking ah. I got Wow. You didn't say you're a stranger to me the most. Hello? Hello, you didn't say What are you doing with me? Hello?
Hey.
Wait.
Be careful.
Well, I think that's going to be the last Salvia trip I take for a little while, maybe a couple weeks. That was really interesting. I'm going to write about that, and we're going to view this video on the internet. And maybe y'all can share some of your knowledge with me, since I'm not extremely experienced with it. But I went out there, boy. I told my buddy Bruce, I said, I'll see you later, Bruce. When we were leaving his house, I said, what'd I tell him? I said, I'm going on a, I'm fixing to go on a, go over to my buddy's house and travel to a different dimension. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Well, you definitely went there. You went there this time.
Yeah.
You did. Last time you did not.
Yeah.
Last time you walked up to the gate and you're like, damn, it's pushing me away.
Yeah.
Because I had a force field. And you're like, holy shit, man.
Oh, I remember the force field.
And you're like,
pushing me away.
This time,
pushing me away from reality.
This time you didn't even see the force field until you came back.
No, this time I guess what happened was I leaped through the Stargate. I had some kind of dream, and I was speaking in tongues there for a few seconds.
Speaking in tongues, that's confirmed by 2 witnesses.
Yep, 2 witnesses.
The
Shirley,
wife and the friend.
Shirley and Brian. So
the wife and the husband.
There's my two witnesses. I think you got that a little backwards.
I'm not gay, I swear.
I think the worst part was coming back this time, because as I was coming back or coming out of it, I sat up and I thought I was going into it, because I don't remember all the speaking in tongues and laying back on the couch and none of that crap.
It was confirmed later with the video evidence.
It was confirmed later with video evidence. Now looking back at the video, I thought when I woke up and I tried to stand up and went over to Brian, that's when I thought I was going farther into the trip, when actually I was coming out of it, and reality was melted. It was all melted, and it was like reality was pushing against me. It was almost kind of like dying. Like I thought I thought that I've seen these 2 faces, my wife and I saw Brian, and I seen these 2 faces looking at me, but they were just combined with everything else in the room and everything that was solid. They were all combined with these little squiggly movie things, and they were moving like little worms or something, connecting everything together. And it's like the whole thing was pushing me backwards away from it. Like I was trying to focus on their faces and come back to reality, when in fact the whole reality thing itself, everything that makes reality up, felt like a wind that was trying to push me out of it. So it was kind of almost like dying. I didn't think I was coming back. But the next time I do it, I will know that I'm coming back. And actually, after it's all over now, I feel better. You know, I feel pretty good. I felt kind of crappy when I came over here, but after smoking the Salvia, I kind of have a little more pep and energy, and I feel good, and I'm cheerful, and you know, but it was kind of a weird experience. I'm going to write about it too, and see if I can maybe you know, get a little more detail in there of what happened to me, what actually really happened to me, because I'm not really good with words on camera and all that crap, so I'm going to try to write a story about it.
Perhaps the whole fear thing and the idea of losing control, and what was the term you used?
Being pushed out of reality?
Being pushed out of reality is like separating yourself from your ego.
That could be a very good thing.
Which is what ancient philosophers spoke about for thousands of years, and which all religions around the world speak about the same thing. They just use different terms, but in me and my spiritual life, that's like the biggest thing for me and for anyone to overcome, and that's where the fear comes from, when you have to separate from your identity as Brian or Billy or Shirley, this thing that you have perceived yourself to be, this physical identity.
That's what it was like too, Brian. It was like my identity was fixing to be lost, and I wasn't. But that's after it had already. But that's after it already came. I was coming back though when I felt that.
It's a term you use, the death thing.
The death thing.
That is the death. Losing your identity and your ego. Separating from your ego is the death. That is what you're speaking of.
Right, like it symbolizes death.
Exactly.
Oh, and it's very scary
every
too.
religion on the planet does that.
Yeah, and it's very scary
every
too.
Spiritual teaching that is extreme teaches that.
Right. Well,
I've not extreme.
Right. I've taken mushrooms before, and I've taken acid before, and I really kind of enjoyed it after the fear factor went away, and I really kind of enjoyed it. I don't like to do it all the time, you know. I mean, that's not something I've done in 5 years or 6 or 7 years or something like that. But it was definitely a spiritual experience for me every time I tripped on mushrooms, except for the first time, which was really scary. But once I got to know it, I got over the fear. It was okay. You know, I was cool with it, and then I could experience it like it needed to be experienced, and it was very spiritual, very spiritual experience for me.
Let go. You have to let go. That's the whole point. If you resist, it's going to be terrifying. It'll be scary. And the first time I used Salvia, the first time I got high, really. At least to the Stargate on Salvia, that's what I felt exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The fear came, and I saw it, and because of my experience with other hallucinogens, I realized that it would come.
Right.
And as soon as I saw it come, I said,
"Let go."
Let go, and I let it flow past me, and I melded with what was being bestowed upon me.
And me, I'm the kind of person where I'm really connected to reality. I don't like to not be in control of myself. So when that happens, I tend to resist, and I get kind of scared, you know, because I don't want to let go of my identity yet. You know, I mean, I think it's human nature to not want to let go of your identity. So, yeah, so, I mean, you're going to get scared, but it's not, you know, once you do it a couple times and you learn to let go, I'm sure. Once I do it a couple times and I learn to let go, I'm sure it'll be a more pleasant experience than what I experienced tonight. But I am open-minded, and I do look back on the experience as a learning experience, and it definitely opened my eyes to a few things. The more I think about it, the more little details are coming to my mind. So I'm going to try to write about it later and put a post on the blog about it.